Yeah, like that's a lot of
He
gaming.
called some all-nighters.
That is, I don't think people understand how much gaming that is.
So welcome back to Parents versus Gaming. Not sure what episode this is. We missed a couple of weeks because of me being on vacation and kind of being all over the place. We did a college tour. We can talk a little bit about that as we get in. But my name is James. This is Parents versus Gaming. Of course, I'm joined by Kia Kane. Kia, how are you?
Doing pretty good. You?
You know, living the dream. Trying
Yeah.
to be all over. A lot of family travel. So we just did. My wife and I, Milena, went on a cruise. So we went to
Yeah.
Cozumel. It was our first cruise, so that was a lot of fun. We had a blast there. And then a week later, we went to New York City because one of the kids got accepted to SVA, which is School of Visual Arts. So we went and toured the dorm area up there and did New York City. We saw the Book of Mormon as well, which was freaking hilarious. But no, it was a really
It was good.
really good trip. Excited to be there. They got it was cool to check out the school. So not sure what they're gonna do. Is they're a little bit undecided on which college to choose. It must be nice when you're smart and very talented and have options. Me, it was like, which community college would you like to go to, or maybe play soccer at?
Hey, but that's a good thing though. That's good that she's got she's got options, you know? That's good.
No, lots of options. Yeah, so they're very excited. Again, like I said, extremely talented. They have a lot of portfolio stuff. I stole one of their drawings because funny enough, I didn't know this. They want to be like video game art design. I'm pretty sure she's there across the room and can hear me, so I hope that I'm doing that correct. I'm saying exactly what they want to do, but I believe it's just video game art design, which is really cool. But believe it or not, they have to hand draw a lot of stuff when they turn in and apply and do portfolios and all that, which blew me away. So they did a really, really cool picture of my son when he was asleep when we were on our Disneyland vacation. So it's like amazing. And then I'll send some of this to you off air, but they did a self-portrait of themselves, which is so detailed and different styles of artwork. It's so cool.
That's so cool.
So very excited for them, and hopefully we can convince them to come on the podcast to interview them a little bit, because it'd be interesting to kind of learn the journey as they go, right? And
that would be absolutely phenomenal.
Inside scoop of how one becomes a video game art designer developer.
Yeah.
You know, we talk about it and talk shit on people that.
Look, my son is so interested in trying to make video games. Like, he thinks it's just the coolest thing in the world. He wants to do. Granted, my child is 7 and has all these ideas of everything he wants to do, like multiple things that you're just like, you can do all that at one time. But hey,
hey, it is what it is, right?
Exactly.
So, what about you? Anything exciting in the last month?
I am getting plants started. So we have a big garden going. We've got
what do you call it? Planned Parenthood?
Oh yeah, pretty much.
That's my dad joke of the night.
We've got sweet basil growing, tomatoes, cherry tomatoes, broccoli, sunflowers, banana peppers. We have cantaloupe, we have watermelon, we have 2 different types of cucumbers.
Will these all be flavors of cookies?
Huh?
Will these all be cookie flavors in the future?
No. I might make zucchini bread. I can do zucchini bread. I don't know. I think there's a zucchini type cookie. I don't know though. I'd have to see.
I'm sure you can figure it out.
But I'm sure I could figure it out.
Now you're curious,
100%.
aren't you?
Yeah, I am.
Here's my cantaloupe cookie.
I love to bake, so yes, I'm curious now.
Yeah, now you're gonna look into it.
Oh man. But yeah, so there's a few things that we're still wanting to get, like bell peppers. We trying to get the jalapenos started. And also I think do the strawberries. My son loves strawberries, so at our old house, he had a big old thing of strawberries, and he would never wait for he would just go out and pick them and just eat them.
Nice.
Didn't even wash them off. He'd just go out there and pick them and eat them out the garden. But he absolutely loves strawberries, which I can't say that he didn't get that, honestly, because I absolutely love strawberries as well. So
hey, there you go.
So it's really good.
So before we jump in real quick, Key and I let you take off with our first topic. Well, our topic of this episode. For those that don't know, if you are listening on the audio or you happen to jump in on YouTube, I want to let you know really quick. Obviously, like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff honestly really, really helps. But most importantly, we are live every couple of weeks or at least once a month on Kia's Twitch channel. She's the exclusive home for Parents versus Gaming. And that's where we record multiple episodes. So if you're watching live tonight, you're going to hear this episode. Then we're going to restart and do an intro and then record the next episode. So it's kind of cool to see the behind the scenes and how we might put something together or change overlays or change some things. Not tonight, but occasionally we change clothes.
Yeah.
Make it look like we did multiple episodes.
Or we just start diving into topics and we're like, wait, we haven't introed ourselves.
It
happens.
That happened. It may or may not have happened tonight. But Kia, for those listening right now that aren't live, that listen to it when they decide to listen to it, whether audio or YouTube, where can they find us?
They can find us on YouTube. They can find us on Apple, Spotify.
But when we record live, your channel.
When we record live. Oh, okay. Well, you need to
specify. We all have
this,
ADD on this channel, so we're fine.
Yeah. Okay. You can find us live at Twitch at Kia Kane 0801. You can find us on Twitch there, and that's where we'll be live.
Gotcha. So live tonight, which is March 12th, and we will be back March 26th to record 4 more episodes. So
yes.
If you are listening to this and you want to check it out, March 26th. Also, she streams most of the time. That's why that channel exists. And what is your stream schedule, if you want to let people know?
Okay, so my stream schedule is Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Those are my actual set days that I stream. So Tuesdays are always our story nights. We get comfy cozy on Tuesdays. I usually play a story game. Currently, I am running through the Mass Effect series. And then on Thursdays, it's usually Apex night. So you'll either catch me running with my son or people in my community. So that's usually Thursday. That's what I do, is usually Apex or Overwatch, but mostly Apex. And then Saturdays is kind of an up in the air day. Depends on how I'm feeling as to what game I'm going to play. So yeah, Saturdays are just up in the air. I have been sprinkling in a few baking streams, but those are not set days. And usually those are usually in the morning / early afternoon, is usually when I do my baking streams.
Hey, perfect.
And currently my community has a challenge, that they're trying to donate to. We're doing a pizza night. So I will make homemade pizza. Everything will be from scratch. And either my community can follow along at home, or they can just sit, watch, and chat with me and ask me questions. So, yeah.
I'm going to get on there and ask you every question I can think of.
Okay, that's fine.
What kind of dough is it? How to make gluten-free?
I mean, I can't.
Where's the cauliflower?
Where's the cauliflower? We need a cauliflower. I have done that before, and it was actually really good.
Hey, nice. Perfect.
It was a really good crust.
All right, so let's jump into our topic of the day. Kia, you sent me this article. It is from the childmind.org, Child Mind Institute, and the headline on this is Healthy Limits on Video Games.
Yes.
Clinical expert Nancy Petrie, PhD, looks like the person behind this, so I'm very curious your thoughts, what you think of it.
Yeah. So I kind of I just stumbled across it. And we'll be talking about something else here as well on the same website. It's just something I stumbled upon it. I know we've talked about things like this before in the past, especially when we were talking about whether gaming can be addicting or not. So I know we've talked on this topic before. But basically this is going through, and I'll read parts of it. I'll read the quick read part of it. Most kids in the U.S. play video games. For many, gaming is one of a variety of activities they enjoy. But for others, it can be a problem. They might stay up playing all night. Their schoolwork can suffer. They can lose interest in other activities, but there are steps a parent can take to set limits on gaming. Setting rules can prevent a problem. They can also fix a gaming habit that's out of control. Kids of all ages need limits on gaming, and limits only work if you stick to them. Consequences for breaking the rules, like a ban on gaming for a period of days, should be immediate. It's good to set video game time limits by age. For kids over the age of 6, the American Academy of Pediatrics says no more than 60 minutes on school days and 2 hours on non-school days. Kids under 6 should spend closer to 30 minutes. It's also appropriate for parents to know and approve the games their kids are playing. Avoid any games with graphic violence or sex. If you want to be sure, check the web history on your child's computer. Another good rule is to allow gaming only after homework and chores are done. Some days every week should be video game free. It's important to help your child find other activities they really like. If your child is having fun doing something besides gaming, they'll do it more. It can also help to give them little rewards for doing those activities, and finding some things you can do together will help to make your relationship better, especially if there has been a lot of fighting over their gaming habit. Okay. There's a few things I don't agree with on this.
Okay. All right. Let's hear it.
So, yes, kids have a video game thing. And I mean, honestly, nowadays, most people, what are they doing? They're spending their time in front of a screen, whether it's their phone, TV, computer, tablet, whatever. It doesn't even, not even kids, not just kids, it's adults too. This is like, It's adults that do this as well. And I feel like they miss a point when you are the one who sets the example for your child. So if your child sees you doing this number all the time, what are they going to do? They're going to do the same thing. They're going to copy you. So I feel like that's, as parents, yes, we need to set that example. We need to set good examples. My child, these people would probably have a heart attack if they knew how much screen time my child had.
Yeah.
My screens don't raise my child, but he does spend quite a bit of time in it. And nowadays, I feel like more and more society is relying on technology. So to tell your child that they can only spend 60 minutes in front of a screen, because they're not just talking about gaming here, they're talking about in general, screen time.
Yeah.
It's just like, you're really going to tell your child they can only spend 60 minutes, but I bet you're going to sit down and watch a couple of shows that are 60 minutes apiece. So, and yes, as an adult, yes, we can moderate that a little bit better, but you're not leading by example. If you want your child to get outside and go play, you get your butt up off the couch, go outside and do something.
Yeah.
Like, your child will do it with you. My child has, now that the weather has warmed up, he's been going outside more. He sees mommy go outside, so he's like, all right, let's go outside. Cool. I'm going to go jump on my trampoline. This is a kid that loves video games.
Yeah.
Okay? Loves them. And so if he sees me going outside, though, he gets up and he's like, oh, okay, I'm going to go outside. Now, there are days when I have to walk in and be like, hey, get your butt up off the couch. Come outside and do something. But not all the time. But I do agree that you do need to set limits, and healthy moderation is always key. We've always talked about that.
You know, I'm curious if anyone in your chat has any comments on this too, but I find it funny kind of your reaction, because I was just imagining, for those that have been listening to us for, over a year, first of all, thank you. But Jay, if he was on this episode right now, he'd be losing his mind with you.
Oh, I know he would be.
Yeah, he would just be up on his soapbox, just going nonstop. It'd be hilarious.
No, he would be.
The first thing after reading this today, I thought, I understand where they're going for it. And if you go into the full article, and again, we'll put the link in our podcast episodes on YouTube and on the audio platforms. You can click on the link if you want to give them a click here. But the first one, it says, as you go into the full article, setting and enforcing limits on games. Number 1, remember that gaming should occur only after your child completes his other responsibilities for the day. It's almost like somebody was asked to give rules on video gaming and screen time that really didn't doesn't know what gaming is, or doesn't know what it is. It's like, this is what they think it is. It's almost like, I don't mean to discredit this person at all. And if
no,
they're highly into it, but that's what it feels like. It's like,
but I agree with you though. Like, it feels like somebody who doesn't truly understand or know anything about this.
Because I don't think there's a problem when it says remember that gaming should occur only after your child completes his other responsibilities for the day.
Yes.
First of all, I think it's funny that they put his. That makes me laugh. Like,
Because
this is
they
a PhD
assume.
person that did this, and this is supposed to be a very scientific website, but they're already putting his instead of her or them. I think that's funny that they already seem like they're limiting to the stigma of boys.
Yep.
But again, what's wrong with your kids being at school, and then they come home, and then you let them play some video games before, like, let them de-stress for the day, let them forget about school for a little bit, and then go back and do homework for maybe an hour or 30 minutes after they played for 30 minutes. What's wrong with them having some downtime? And this immediately makes you, if you're a parent that doesn't really understand and you're looking for help because maybe you hate gaming, but you're trying to be open to it. You look up something like this and you start following. There are people out there that, we all do the same thing. We look something up, whether it's a workout routine or something, and the first thing you see that appeals to you, you stick to it and you try to do the regimen that it goes because you think you're not knowledgeable in it, right? So you're taking this person's word and you're going to go to it. So how many parents out there are going to follow this thing to the T? And then number 3, in designing your rules, consider a reasonable time frame for reassessment. What?
Yeah.
Like, okay, make the rules and then look at it and then change them. Like,
like I said, there were things that I semi-agreed with, and there was things I definitely didn't agree with on it. But it's like you said, it's like somebody that didn't or doesn't know what they're talking about. Like, they don't truly know what they're talking about. And for parents who are looking for a better way to connect with their child or understand why they may like the video games more. And we've talked about that before too in the past, where your child may not be inclined to play sports. Okay? They would rather play video games. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, please don't ever think that there's something wrong with your child because they don't like sports. Not every child is the same. You can have 2 children and completely different attitudes, outlooks on life, everything. Yeah. And one could be completely like, love sports, all about it. Other one's like, nah, I'm good. They'd rather go sit in a library and read a book. You're going to punish them because they're not going outside. I've seen parents do it, especially down here in the South.
Yeah.
Sports are such a big thing down here that it's almost like people are like, oh, there's something wrong with you because you don't like sports.
Yeah, it's like when you hear a Brazilian that doesn't play soccer or a Canadian that doesn't play hockey, you're like, oh. And I'm not saying I've been that person that's been like, oh, really? You don't do that? Like, you're from there. Like, that's how it almost is. And there was 8 points in this article total. And there's one that just makes me want to come out of my chair. Kia, I can't. Why is it that every time we look at something that talks about how you should make sure your kids have limited screen time or make this, and some of it's good. I'm not saying that none of these things should exist. But why does every article have this one point? Number 8, offer positive reinforcement for non-gaming activities. It's like, okay, so you don't...
I feel like you're trying to train your child.
Yes, don't give any positive reinforcement to the game that they're playing. Maybe they're playing an educational game. Maybe they're playing Minecraft, or maybe they're playing Roblox and they develop something. I mean, I just... I'll tell you how dumb I am, Kia. I did not really understand what Roblox is until... I don't know if you've seen it last week. Somebody built in Roblox a Call of Duty clone.
Did they really?
It plays
better. That's so cool.
This is not a joke. It plays better than the state of the current Call of Duty game. It's got kill cam. It's got different weapons. They're going to have skins. They've got... some of the top people have gone over to play it, and they're like, this is crazy. This is Roblox? Like, everyone's like, I thought these were just blocky. Like, everything was supposed to be blocky.
But that's so cool.
No, but it looks...
That is so cool.
Yeah, and it's not like... It doesn't look like the Roblox characters. It looks like Call of Duty.
Yeah.
It plays like
old
school Call of Duty. It blew my mind. But
it is so crazy what people can do.
What if you take a kid that is able to start developing their own world? You should never positive reinforce that. You should only give positive reinforcement for non-gaming activities.
Yeah.
I don't...
And that's what... Like you said, I'm telling you, there were some things, there are definitely, like, please check this article out. There are definitely some good points, but please understand that it's not everything. Like you said, you're trying to you're doing positive reinforcement for non-gaming activities. If your child comes up to you in excitement over something, you should be happy, proud, no matter what it is. My child has come up to me over a video game who's been like, he did some Minecraft, did some redstone work. I was like, Mom, come check out this cool secret base I did. Look at this really cool, awesome machine. Like, I couldn't do that if I tried, okay?
Yeah.
And I could probably like follow something step by step and I would still mess it up. But this child doesn't have a video to watch to show him step by step, and he figures it out on his own. And he comes running to me because he's super proud of himself.
Yeah,
Reinforce
exactly.
that. Reinforce being proud of your child for doing something or figuring something out, because they're still figuring things out. They're still using their brain to figure these things out. And Minecraft does have an educational mode. And it's amazing.
Yeah.
Like, you can literally go put it in educational mode and boom. So much learning can be done.
Now, Kia, before we go, I think you have a couple of comments in the chat. We can answer that, and then we can wrap this one up and jump into our next one.
Let's see. All right, so hey, girly. So Anna said here, also has been proven that video games can help people and kids that have ADHD, which is true. We're actually going to talk about ADHD and video games in our next
episode
topic. Yes, our next episode, we're going to be talking about this. So I definitely want to address those comments when we do that, though, because I know that we're going to be doing that in our next episode. But yeah, it's let's see, what did we have anything else in here?
Girly's very excited about what this is. Girly, so we are
Hey, Girly.
Weekly podcast. You can find us on audio platforms or YouTube under Parents vs. Gaming. We're on all audio platforms. Kia is the main channel for this, exclusive channel. We record at least once a month on Sunday evenings. We do anywhere from 2 to 4 episodes, and we do it live, so we have chat with you guys, and then we release them every Monday.
So this is our podcast right now. Mm-hmm.
And audio platforms just meaning like any Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, whatever you get your podcast from.
No, this is not my husband. No, James is actually just a really good friend. And he actually invited me on the podcast over a year ago.
Yeah.
To join because I am a parent, and it's called Parents versus Gaming. So he asked me to join because he wanted to get some of my perspectives, and he himself is a parent as well. So yeah.
Yeah, it kind of grew. I do we have a number of podcasts under the Last Choice Network, which is our company that we go under. Parents versus Gaming is kind of our flagship podcast. And then I've got another main one called Two Dudes the Game, which is Ender. Funny enough, Kia, as you and I were starting to stream, we kind of came across each other at our beginning of our journey.
Yes,
your community took off quite a bit, and that's actually where Ender and I met, through your community.
Yeah.
As everyone was trying to help each other get Twitch affiliate and all that fun stuff back in the day. It's been pretty crazy. And of course, we have an anime podcast, which is Kenichi House, a couple people from Texas that talk about anime. We've had a horror podcast that's on a hiatus right now. We've got a traveling podcast. We got an Ohio sports podcast. But these are the two that I'm a part of, and then Kia jumps in from time to time. We do a game show once in a while, which is pretty fun. But so thank you for stopping by.
Yep, she is. So Girly is one of my UK friends. So yeah, it's like almost midnight for her. So
yeah, same. Well, what about any follow up on the end of this article before we say goodbye?
Take everything you read with a grain of salt.
Yeah,
okay,
I agree.
Because there's definitely in that article, I definitely felt like it was more of, when I first read that, or when I read the last point, I was like, so I'm training my child? I didn't know I had an animal. Like, because you train a dog.
Yeah.
You reinforce positive reinforcement for that. And don't get me wrong, I do believe in positive reinforcement with your children. But to me, this was literally for a specific thing. And it's like you're trying to train your child that gaming is bad, and it's not.
Exactly. And something US Barber, which is Jay, who used to be on the podcast, I'll sign off with his saying that he always used to say, he never said just gaming. He said everything should be in moderation, and that's how you should parent. And that goes with anything that they're doing. So I think that's the best way to go by. But again, take these articles. There's always going to be some good and bad out of them. Try to do your, decipher. And that's what we're here for. That's what the podcast is about, is kind of breaking down the good and bad and hoping to educate you guys the best that we can. And of course, we're not here to tell you how to parent. You can all do that on your own. So thank you guys very much. This has been Parents versus Gaming. My name is James. That is Kia. And we'll see you next week.
Yeah.